What's up, y'all? I'm trying to get this on my main Facebook profile so everybody can. I'm going to share on my timeline. And this is my book launch. That is. Okay, there we go. Internet was acting crazy. Screen froze. All right. This is book launch. Okay, there we go. Internet was acting crazy. Screen froze. All right. Oh, there's an echo on my echo. Oh, there's an echo on my echo. All right. Oh, there's an echo on my echo. Y'all hear that? So I may have to mute the sound on this one. So let's do that. There we go. All right. Just inviting a few more people and then we'll get started. Thank you to everybody that's already showing up. Really appreciate it. And okay, my sister's here. Sister says perfect. Okay. You can hear me and see me okay, right? Let me know if you can hear me and see me okay. Is that what you're saying perfect to, Juan? Let me know. Okay, good. There's an echo. Okay, I got rid of it. All right, good, good, good. All right, great. Good. All right. All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead on and get started because I want to start on time. Welcome to, I'm David Taylor II, also known as DT2 author. And welcome to my book launch. Now, as I told you at the beginning of this year, whenever I launch a new product, I was going to do a live Facebook launch, which is what I'm doing now. I have all kinds of stuff coming out. Okay, books, music, games, a whole bunch of stuff. So every time I launch a new product, I'm going to do a live launch like this right now. And there's also always going to be a giveaway or some kind of freebies involved, just because I appreciate people spending their time with me in the evening, because everybody's busy. And we live in a time where people are super busy. So I appreciate your time, spending your time with me to come out and support all the stuff I'm doing. So what we're here about tonight, I'm going to tell you what the series is. I'm going to tell you why I wrote it. Then we're going to look at different examples. And then there's going to be some freebie stuff at the end. So stay all the way to the end. All right? My cousin Kim is here. Hey, Kim. So great to see my cousin Ronnie, my other sister Sharon, Kathy, and my cousin Kathy. So glad to see you guys. Thank you so much. Judy Van Meter. Thank you so much, Judy. Just everybody. Michelle, Terry. Thank you, everybody, for watching live. I'm trying to call the names out as I see them. I can't see everybody. It's just kind of scrolling up kind of slowly. But as I see your name, I will call it out. Okay. So what we're here about tonight is my new book series, and it's called My Alphabet Is. My Alphabet Is, and there's 5 different answers because I have 5 different books in that series. So let me tell you, that's kind of what it is. I'll tell you a little bit more about why I wrote it. The reason I wrote it is, number one, first and foremost, because I wanted to promote print book literacy. What do I mean by that? Literacy in general is encouraging young people to read, and you can't get them any sooner than learning how to, do your ABCs. But also, now don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with electronic devices. I'm on one now. I'm on my iPad and my laptop now as I talk to you. There's nothing wrong with them. But there's something about holding a book in your hand. There's something, reading a book is like a whole experience. It's not just a visual, it's like, the smell of the book, the feel as you turn the pages, making notes in your book. There's something about that, and I wanted to be sure that we pass that love on to the next generation. Now, you've heard me tell my story dozens of times. When I was about 4 years old, my father is the one that introduced me to the three great reading loves of my life. I grew up reading the newspaper, comic books, and the Bible. And I still love all three to this day. And it was all because of my dad. And I remember when my father had his newspaper, I read it in front of him. And he looked at me and said, "That's what I expected from you from now on." No pressure or anything. But my dad was the one. He used to take me every Saturday and give me some comic books, and he'd get a newspaper, and I'd read both. And I love the smell of fresh newspaper. You understand what I'm saying? I love the smell. I love the smell of fresh books. And if you've ever had a leather-bound book or a hardbound book versus, just a paperback or anything like that, there's something about the full experience of reading that you can't really get the same way you get with electronic stuff. And again, I'm not saying that's wrong because I'm on an electronic device now. I'm saying I wanted to pass that experience, that love, down to the next generation because it does not need to be lost. Just because so much of our information comes at us digitally now does not mean we're supposed to throw away, let me get a swig of water, we're supposed to throw away our love for print books and print book reading. And there is no better time to introduce that love than at the beginning, when you're first learning your ABCs. So that's reason number one, excuse me, why I wrote the series. Reason number two was because, now we all have to admit it, sometimes when we were in grade school and we were reading some of these books, them books was dry. I ain't talking about nobody, I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. And sometimes them books was dry, okay? And so I said, if we're going to learn our ABCs, we need to seriously have some fun doing it. So I wanted to come up with some creative and unique ways to introduce the ABCs, but that could be a little bit more fun and maybe not so on the beaten or tread path, because don't nobody like no dry books, okay? Number two. Number three, my book series I want to emphasize is for both parents and teachers. It's not just for professional educators, it's not just for parents, it's for both. Because there's something about the interaction, as you know, in reading to your child. As you know, or if you don't know, everything about the parent reading to the child helps the brain develop better and faster in terms of language, in terms of social skill, in terms of the way your child responds to life. So getting that vocabulary growing and challenging that young mind with pictures, with words, audio, with concepts from mom or dad or a teacher, there is no downside. Let me say that one more time. There is no downside to reading to your child or a child. You see what I mean? And so, but again, I want to stress is for parents and teachers. Anybody that's working with beginning readers, okay? I wanted to be sure that you had some fun ways to teach them their ABCs, but just like I told you about the book interaction and what it's like smelling a fresh book and fresh cut newspaper, the same thing is true when your primary adult caretaker reads to you. Everything about that time is blessed time, it's sacred time, it's growth time. There is no downside for the child when they're read to. So I wanted to give them the full experience, I wanted to give them the picture, the sound, but also some new vocabulary words. Begin to stretch that vocabulary as soon as possible. Everything about that is better. Okay? So that's what I wrote, and that's why I wrote it. So now we're going to look at each one of these books individually, and I'll give you a little backstory on that. Let me get a little hit of water. All right. My first book, I don't know if this is going to show up backwards. I hope not. Looks backwards to me. I hope you can see it right. My first book is My Alphabet is Yummy. My Alphabet is Yummy. Now that book is about 26 treats to help beginning readers learn their ABCs. So I've got things in here like A is for apple pie, B is for brownies. Now, I started to put together a recipe book, but I was like, well, no, maybe that might be sugar overload for the kids. C is for coconut cookies. D is for donuts. E is for eggnog. F is for fudge. Okay, so you get the idea. That's my alphabet is yummy. Now, in the back of this book, there is a link to a free recipe. So when you get this book, be sure that you follow that link so you can get your free recipe. It's for some really, 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 really good butterscotch fudge. So definitely check this out. Read this all the way through to the end. But now, can you see how that's a little bit more fun than just a dry way to learn your ABCs? And so that's the first one. My alphabet is yummy. Now, eventually, all of my books are going to be available: print books, ebooks, and audiobooks. I'm still working on getting the audiobooks. I already have this audiobook ready. I already have that recorded, and it's really good. So if you like to listen to books while you drive, while you're in the car, I had some parents tell me that they like to put those books on, audiobooks on when we're in the car. This book is available as an audiobook, okay? And it's on my Amazon page, but I'll put a link on before I'm done, so you can check that out. But that's the first one. My alphabet is yummy, okay? That's number one. Here come number two. Pat said I should make some fudge. That'll be some prophetic fudge, I tell you what. Book number two is My Alphabet is Colorful. 26 color-filled pictures to help beginning readers learn their ABCs. So in this one, I did something like, now again, a whole lot of people just do the standard colors. I do have some standard colors in here, but I have a whole lot of colors that you haven't heard of and some things that maybe you didn't know. Like, for example, A is for aquamarine. Okay, so I got a little aquamarine fish with some aquamarine fins. B is for burgundy, like a burgundy leaf. Okay. C is for copper. Pennies are copper. D is for daffodil, because daffodil are their own color. Things like that. Now, I want to go to the back of this book because I want to show you what I came up with for X and Z. Okay? X is for Xanadu. I bet you didn't know there was a color named Xanadu. And the green toy soldiers that we play with, those are Xanadu colored green. That's Xanadu green right there. And then Z is for Zafre. Okay? And a lot of American flags have Zafre blue in them. Okay? So I'm stretching the mind. I'm introducing you to colors because, of course, I've got, Y is for yellow. All kinds of things are yellow. Lemons, bananas. Bees have yellow fur. Of course, we have standard stuff like that. But I've got what I would call some non-standard colors. Maybe some things that you haven't seen before. And maybe some things like your little toy soldiers that you've been playing with all your life or since your childhood. And maybe your kids play with them too, and you didn't know that was Xanadu green. But it is. See what I mean? So that's what I mean about how I want to, again, stretch the mind, introduce some new words, some new concepts, and just engender that love for reading and that love for print books. Okay? So that's book number two. Let me get a little hit of water. All right. Now, here comes book number three. Book number three I'm so proud of. This is called My Alphabet is Musical. I'm so proud of this one, I don't know what to do. I'm proud of all of them, but I'm so proud of this one because nobody ever does this. One of the reasons I wrote this book is because who writes books for musicians or musical kids or books that introduce musical terms and theory to beginning readers? Does that. I couldn't find anything like that. So I said I'm going to make one. So my third book is called My Alphabet is Musical, 26 Musical Terms to Help Beginning Readers Learn Their ABCs. Okay? Let me show you what that one looks like. Like mine. C is for chords. D is for dissonance, which talks about the clash between notes. A is for accidentals. Now this was a kind of funny put together book. That's why I'm using this as an example. It's in order in the real books. A is for accidental. F is for fortissimo. G is for guitar. H is for half steps. Okay, half steps, where you actually teach people about the distance between the notes on the printed page and on the piano or whatever your instrument is. I is for improvisation. Okay, J is for jazz, excuse me. So I'm so proud of this one. Again, I don't know what to do. And I really want everybody, Q is for quarter note, R is for rest. So again, the book is for everybody, but if you know you have children with strong musical aptitude, you want to begin to teach them their musical terms along with their ABCs. Because once you get those ideas in your head, you'll never get them out. Now, many of you know, some of you don't know, but many of you know, I was a private voice and piano teacher for years. And I mean years. I worked my way through school teaching lessons. I also was a music theory tutor when I was in school for music. And then I had my private practice for years after I graduated. And without exception, all of my adult students that were returning to their instruments were sorry that they stopped playing. Without exception. There was no adult that came and took lessons that didn't say to me, David, I am so sorry I stopped playing. I'm so sorry I stopped playing. And they wanted to pick it back up 30, 40, 50 years old. Okay? So let me tell you, just on my years of experience as a music teacher, do not drop your instrument. Don't let your child drop their instrument. Why do we drop our instruments? We drop our instruments because we hit that stage of life where 11, 12, 13, where maybe it might not seem as cool to play an instrument, depending on what kind of instrument you play, what you play in, like an orchestra or a band, or if you have like your own band, number one. Number two, we obviously get interested in relationships. So, as soon as we turn the corner into adolescence, then it's all about relationships and all that different kind of stuff. And sometimes people feel like they don't have time. Sometimes people feel like, a whole bunch of things. I stopped by to tell you as a grown person, and I stopped by to tell you as a music teacher, do not give your instrument up. Do not let your child give their instrument up. Now, the way you continue to play your instrument is just do it 30 minutes a day. Because the way practice works on an instrument is that once you build a habit, if you just do it 30 minutes a day, that 30 minutes a day is going to grow because you're going to get better as time goes on. So whether you're doing, voice, timpani, harp, piano, guitar, upright bass, xylophone, it doesn't matter. The point is to use that instrument at least 30 minutes a day. And when your child comes to you and tells you, I don't want to play no more, look at them and say, no. Say, yeah, you're going to practice and you're going to master that instrument, and they're going to get mad and they're going to rebel and blah, 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 blah. There is no adult that started playing when they were young and gave it up that doesn't regret it now. Not one. Okay? And there is no downside to playing an instrument. You have to pay your dues to learn how to master the instrument, but once you get any level of mastery on anything, there's no downside. You can teach lessons. You can play in an organized group. You can play for fun. You can play during the holidays with your family. You can play for your religious organization. You can write your own songs. You can make music for YouTube videos. I mean, there's no downside once you get a level of music mastery. And I will repeat, there's no adult that started out when they were young that didn't regret giving up that instrument. Right, and I see what Sister Pat here is saying is that if we weren't progressing fast enough or you didn't like the music we were playing. Now that has to do with your teacher. Now that is what happens with a lot of young people. I'm sad to say they get a hold of bad teachers, okay? And bad teachers can really, really sour the milk. Bad teachers can really put a bad taste in your mouth about learning your instrument. So if you got a bad teacher, get away from them and find you a good teacher, okay? Find you a teacher that knows their instrument. Find you a teacher that loves kids. Find you a teacher that loves teaching. How do you know the difference between a teacher and a performer? A performance is about the display of knowledge. Teaching is about the impartation of knowledge. Performing is about me showing you what I can do. Teaching is about you walking away from me knowing more than when you came. And when you're a teacher, that's the focus of a teacher. Okay, that's how you know a real teacher when you see one. They're very concerned with being sure that you walk away from them knowing more than you did when you first signed up. So you can see I'm very passionate about this because I spent so much of my life I've been doing music, I've been writing music since I was like 7 years old. Then I started singing in choirs right when I was around 14. And there's never been a time in my life where I haven't been doing music on some level. So that's why I was so proud to write My Alphabet is Musical. Because again, right off the bat, you can start to teach beginning readers their ABCs, but you also get those musical terms in there. Let me show you what I have in here, like S is for sharp, like you learn what a sharp is. T is for tempo, like you learn about how fast a song is going. U is for unison, like you understand how to sing in unison. A lot of people don't really understand what unison is. Sometimes people are singing in octaves, singing the same notes. Unison is when you're actually singing the same note. That means everybody's on middle C, not people are singing it higher or lower, but sometimes we're singing in octaves when we do that. V is for violin, stuff like that. Now, in the back of this book, because I told you I have special things in the back of the book, in the back of this book, My Alphabet is Musical, I have some free music stuff, like some free songs you can learn how to play and some free manuscript paper. So I have a link in there when you get this book where you can go follow that link, download yourself some free manuscript paper if you want to learn how to manually write music. Because I know nowadays we use programs. I use Finale, nothing wrong with using a program, but you need to learn how to write music on the paper yourself. And then also some free simple songs, beginner songs to learn how to play on piano or guitar. So follow that link, and absolutely free. You can get that stuff right on the link in the book. Okay? So again, I'm proud of all of them, but My Alphabet is Musical is just near and dear to my heart because of my many years of experience with music. And because the other thing is that I don't want musical children to be left behind. Many times there's not really a curriculum, depending on what school district you're in or depending on how you might homeschool or whatever, but there's not always a curriculum. And if your child has musical aptitude, sooner is always better than later. You want to get them playing, you want to get them learning, you want to get them listening. Do you know why? Because the way you learn is when new information comes into the brain, you grow a little kernel. It's like a little data bank. And if you want to develop your sense of tone, you have to hear the sound right. A whole lot of people say that they're tone deaf. No, that just means you haven't had the musical tones grow that kernel, grow that data in your brain. You haven't trained your ear, because you can train your ear. I don't care where you start from right now, you can train your ear to recognize pitches. And I've worked with people that have perfect pitch. I do not have perfect pitch, I have relative pitch. So I can take a note, once I hear a note, I can figure out all the notes around it. Some people can pull a note out of thin air. I don't have that, but I do have relative pitch. But you can train the ear, okay? So again, like I said, there's no downside. There's literally no downside. So can't recommend this one enough. I really would like to get it in music stores. I would like to get it as many places as I can. Wherever they sell instruments, I want them to sell this book. My Alphabet is Musical. Okay? So that's book number 3. Time for a little bit more water. All right. Number 4 is My Alphabet is My Pet. In this one, I have regular stuff. C is for cat, D is for dog, you know, I is for iguana, J is for jaguar, you know. K is for kiwi, L is for ladybug. So I have real giant pictures with very specific backgrounds in terms of color. Q is for quail, R is for reindeer. A lot of people don't know that reindeers are real creatures. They don't fly like in the cartoons or the legends about Santa, but there really is such a thing as a reindeer, like a real creature for real. U is for urchin. I bet you don't know what that is. You ever seen an urchin? Where do they live? Okay, V is for viper. I know you know where that is. So book number 4 is My Alphabet is My Pet. So if you love animals on any level, or you have lots of different pets in your home, or you like going to the zoo, then this would be a wonderful book to read with your kids, to learn their ABCs, to learn about maybe some new animals they hadn't seen before, and just to have some good conversation about the different kinds of animals that there are and the habitats that they live in. Okay, so number 4 is My Alphabet is My Pet. All right, and now we're going to move on to book number 5. Now I want to stop and be sure, getting on my comments, okay? All right, just want to be sure I'm following everybody, okay? Okay, I see Brother George Daniels. Hey, Aaron, good to see you. Andrea, my cousin, good to see you. My son's here. David, good to see you. Matt Steiner, Bill Farrell, thank you guys so much. Sister Martha Cobb, so good to see you. Who else is here? Stephen, Jimmy Walker, Pat Brown, Paul Nielsen, thanks so much for stopping by. Stacy Jackson, Pam Jackson, Peyton, Tony George, William. So I'm just trying to say hi to everybody that I see. If you're here and I didn't shout you out, I just didn't see you, okay? Because I'm trying to look at all the names. But thank you so much for stopping by. If you're just tuning in, I'm doing my book launch for my Alphabet Is series. I have 5 books, new, exciting, and creative ways to learn your ABCs. And I'm now on book number 5. This is another one that's near and dear to my heart. Now, if you know anything about me, you know I love superheroes and comic books. If you don't know that about me, you don't know me at all. I'm a big-time geek, whatever you want to call it, okay? From the time I was a child, I have loved superheroes and comic books, and I have my own. I'm working on my own. I'm working feverishly trying to get them done so I can begin to release those as well. So I have original comic material that's coming. But this book is called My Alphabet is Super. 26 superpowers to help beginning readers learn their ABC. My sister said that's her favorite one, okay? My alphabet is super, okay? So for every letter of the alphabet, there's a superpower. A is for aquatic powers. You can breathe underwater, okay? B, Sister Pat says, you know that about me. B is for blaster powers. You can shoot power blasts from your hands or your feet. C is for chrono powers, chronometrics. You can freeze time. Okay? D is for duplication powers. You can make copies of yourself. You see that? See that? So I go all the way through the alphabet, and I have a superpower for every letter in the alphabet. And I just love it. I just love it. I love making it. I love talking about it. I love showing it to people because, you know, especially if you love comics and superheroes, or you just, again, want a fun way. You want a fun way to introduce your ABCs to your readers where it's not all dry and boring. Nothing like learning about superpowers. Let me show you a few more. Okay, G is for gravity powers. You can control gravity fields. Okay, H. Both my sisters say they know that about me. Of course they know that about me. Of course my sisters know. I love superheroes. I love my sisters. If you can, I love my sisters. H is for healing powers. You can quickly heal any wound. I is for invulnerability. You can't be hurt by any attack. You're invulnerable. Okay? So I just love this book. And if you love superheroes or you just want fun ways to help your kids learn their ABCs, nothing like learning them with superpowers. Now, another thing I want to mention about all my books, but about this one in particular, is there's a cross-section of humanity. And what I mean by that is you are likely to see somebody in one of my books that looks like you. It's not all the same type of child. That is huge. I know, that's a big thing today, blah, 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 all the buzzwords. But I want to say that I come from, hold on, I need to get a little bit more. I come from Evanston, Illinois. That's where I was born and raised, and that's where I grew up. And I was always surrounded by all different kinds of people. So multiculturalism or diversity or whatever is not really new to Evanstonians. We talk about that a lot, but that's kind of the environment I grew up in. But I'm only saying that to say that I always make an effort when I'm doing books like this to be sure there's all different kinds of kids so that you'll see someone that looks like you. That's very important. I can't tell you the number of parents that I've had come back to me and say, I am so glad you have a character in your book that looks like me or looks like my child. Very, very important. And as as the story develops or as the action develops, things are going on and you just get more engaged and more involved. And so if with my alphabet is super, I have all kinds of children in here. So you are most likely to find somebody that looks like you or your child in this book. And I'm very proud of that too. Because, again, this book is for everybody. This book is for all readers. This is all beginning readers. Everybody, K is for kinetic energy. You can manipulate any energy that comes your way. Okay? So it's for all beginning readers, and I want everybody, again, as I told you at the top of the hour, my goal here is to pass on the love of literacy for print books and the experience of feeling the book in your hand and turning the page and making notes. And the experience of being read to, okay? But also in there, I want to include the experience of letting everybody know that there's all different kinds of people, okay? You see that? So you can see that even on the cover, that there's many, many different kinds of folks. And so just wanted to point that out as well, okay? All right. So if you have any questions, put them on the screen. Because I see people making some comments, but if you've got any questions about anything, put them on the screen. Because I do want to spend a few minutes answering some questions if you have them. And then I got some more good stuff to give you. For those of you that came late, I'll just do a quick review. This is the launch of my Alphabet Is series. The first one is My Alphabet Is Yummy, 26 Treats to help beginning readers learn their ABCs. Where can we buy your books? Good question, cuz. I'm going to put those links on the screen in a few minutes. My alphabet is colorful, but the answer is Amazon. You can buy them on Amazon, but I'm going to put the link so you can go directly to them. Second one is My Alphabet is Colorful, 26 color-filled pictures to help beginning readers learn their ABCs. Third one is My Alphabet is Musical. Okay, 26 musical terms to help beginning readers learn their ABCs. And as a private music teacher, again, that's near and dear to my heart. Number 4 is My Alphabet is My Pet. So if you love animals, 26 pets to help beginning readers learn their ABCs. And number 5, I just talked about. My alphabet is super. Okay, 26 superpowers to help beginning readers learn their ABCs. My sister's asking, is this going to be available at Barnes and Noble? I think I can get them there. They're not there now. They're just on Amazon right now. But I think I can get them there. But let me put a link up here because my cousin asked me where can we get them. And so I want to put that link up. Hold on. All right. Here's the link to buy my books on Amazon. Now y'all tell me, can you see that? Okay, I just put a link up okay, can you see that? Can everybody see that? Let me know. Okay. You can see it, okay, great. So that's a link to my Amazon page, and actually all my stuff is up there. You know, Smart Black Kid, the whole thing. Now, I recently was a part of a children's book fair that we did last month, that we did at Butler Prep on the South Side, and just this past Saturday, I was a part of a program called Burst. Yes, you did, Carrie. Thank you. I was part of a program called Burst into Books by Jarima Gorham. And Burst into Books is a program that encourages literacy in Chicago students. So she had Family Literacy Day, and it was a magnificent program. She had parents come in, and the teachers were reading with the parents, but the parents were playing word games and vocabulary games with the kids. And so I was one of the guest authors. And so I talked a little bit about the bookmaking process, about what it takes to put a book together. And then we listened to the kids read, and then I talked to them about some more of my books, because I had a bigger cross-section of my children's books. But again, this launch is just about my alphabet series. But it was an incredible program. And again, I really wanted to promote that literacy. I really wanted to be a part of anything helping kids read. And I met so many intelligent children that were reading above their grade level. They were reading 3 and 4 and 5 levels above where they were. And I thought that was phenomenal. And then Jarima did a Facebook Live while we were there. Because I'm saying to myself, that's the kind of thing that needs to be on TV. You know what I mean? That's the kind of thing that we need to see on the regular, is smart kids reading above their grade level. So we can see that these investments that we're making in the younger generation are not in vain. And we want to encourage kids like that. We want to tell them that being literate, being well-read, having a wide vocabulary is the way to be, and never let anyone talk them out of that. So I was very proud to be a part of Burst into Books, and hopefully there's some more programs coming up like that in the summer I can be a part of and take my books down there. Okay? All right. Now, I promised you some freebies, and I've got some freebies for you. And here it goes. I'm going to let you have an ebook for free. And this link is good until midnight, so I suggest you go over there and get it now. So, got some ebooks going for free. So here's free ebook 1. Okay, now let me know if you can see that. Okay, be sure you can see that. If you click on that link, you can go over there and download the ebook right now for free. That link is good until midnight. Okay, it's good until midnight. Okay, so if you don't get it between now and midnight, then, okay, but I'm trying to give you something free. Okay, so you can click on that and go download My Alphabet is Yummy right now, and you can read it on your pad, but I still strongly encourage you to buy the print book. And also, whether you buy a print book or you get a free ebook, I want you to leave me a review. Okay, when you leave a review on Amazon, it really, really helps me. It really, really helps the authors because you need as many reviews as you can get. And also, the more reviews you have, Amazon themselves begin to promote your book. So please, if you get a book on any level, a print book or an ebook or an audio book, please leave me a review. Okay, that helps me greatly. Okay, so that's number one. And I'm going to go ahead on and bless you with number two. And I'm going to give you free ebook number two. Okay, let me know if you can see that. I just put that up there. Okay, so go right there to that link. Go there right now. Download it right now because they'll be free till midnight. And you can get that ebook right on your pad, your tablet, your phone, wherever you read your ebooks on, okay? I still want you to buy the print book and then, and support me in that way because, like I said, there's a lot more places I want to take these books because if you're just joining in, as I said at the top of the hour, my goal is to encourage literacy. My goal is to help people start out with their ABCs in fun and exciting ways. Okay, because some of those books we came up on was kind of dry. So I wanted to be sure we had some stuff that was fun to read. And also, I want to pass on to the next generation the tactile, sensory experience of having a book and holding a book in your hand, seeing the pictures, seeing the cover, having mom or dad read it to you or have your teacher read it to you, the feel of turning the pages, making little notes, okay? Because reading a book by hand is a whole experience. It's a whole incredible experience, and it's an experience that should not be lost as we transition to the next generation, okay? They should know the love of reading books just like people that grew up reading print books, know like we know. They should know it too. Bishop Jakes recently said that we've raised a whole generation on phones and pads, which is true. And he said part of that problem is that iPhones or iPads or phones or tablets or whatever respond in predictable ways. But he said life does not always respond in predictable ways. Life almost never responds in predictable ways. And so sometimes we need to expand the mind beyond the predictable was his point. And I'm echoing that point with reading print books because there's no downside to expanding your mind, expanding your vocabulary, stretching the imagination. And then some of you I know are authors yourselves. And so I'm going to be coming out with some stuff to kind of help get you started because if that's not the number one question I get asked, it's the number two question I get asked is, how do I get started writing my book? Because it's a lot of work. It's a lot to do, but I'm coming up with some materials to help you do that. But anyway, I want to stay focused on our focus tonight, which is my Alphabet Is series. So, so you click on those links and you can get those free ebooks, but they're only good till midnight. So go there and get them now. And again, I want you to buy the print book, support me that way, because I want to be sure to get these print books in as many places as I can. And please, please, please leave me a review, okay? That's one of the best things you can do to help me besides actually buying the books is leaving a review because the more reviews I get on my books, that helps them rise in rank. But also, if you get enough reviews, Amazon will begin to push and highlight and show off your book themselves. So again, that will help me greatly if you leave me a review when you get the book, okay? All right. Well, do we have any more questions? I see a couple people came late. I don't know if some people dropped off and got back in or if some people are just coming on. So if you have any questions, see Marcus there, Carrie, Michelle. Hey, what's up, Michelle? Good to see you. I want to be sure I shout out everybody that I see. If I don't shout you out, I didn't see your name. Marsha Hollett, good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Okay, my cuz got those links. That's right. So, right, Bill already said hi to everybody, all that. Okay, good. All right, so, Carrie, thank you. What did you say the link was? Thomas, the link is on my personal page. Now, I'm broadcasting from my author page, but I did a Facebook video watch party on my personal page. So if you go on my personal page, you should see me live, and you should see those links. But I will repost the links. So let me do that right now. So repost free ebook #1. X-ray candy is like rock candy that you can make. It's like rock candy. It's so cool. I had to really search to find that, Judy, because that's not the most common, but it's like rock candy. And some people call it X-ray candy. Daryl, how do I get the free book? Daryl, you get the free book. You have to go to my personal Facebook page. I posted the links there. I'm broadcasting from my author page, but I'm doing a watch party on my personal Facebook page, and I'm posting the links in that stream. Okay, so I just reposted. Okay, cuz, call me. I just reposted my free ebook #1. That should be there. And now I'm going to post #2. Free ebook #2. Okay, and there's my free ebook #2. Yeah, it's called rock candy in most places. I had to stretch it to find X-ray candy, that's all I'm saying. Woo! There's my repost for free ebook #2. Okay, so Thomas and Daryl, do you see that? Do you see the links for the free books? Hey, Pastor Rio, good to see you. So good to see you, Pastor. Pastor Rio is a pastor that hosted our trip to Japan so many years ago with Trinity Gospel Choir, and is just one of the most wonderful pastors I've ever been around. That was one of the best trips of my life when we went to Japan. I can't wait to go back. So thank you so much for joining. It's so great to see you. So yeah, Thomas and Daryl, that's what Superman ate to get X-ray vision. Okay, we'll go with that. So Thomas and Daryl, do you see those links? You should be able to get the free books on those links now. Okay? I need to find your personal page, yeah. How do we join your mailing list? That is a good question. You join my mailing list by, there's a button on my DT2 author page. Let me pull that up. There's a button there where you can sign up for my mailing list. Hold on. Okay, right here, that is my Facebook page for my DT2 author, on my writing, on my books. So hey, Aaron, how you doing? So good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Aaron is a childhood friend, man. We go way back. We go way back to like elementary school. So on my author page, there's a button at the bottom of the picture that says sign up. And that's how you can get on my mailing list. Whenever I do any launch like this, I always send out a notification to my mailing list, no spam. I do not spam you because I hate spam. Hey, who else joined? Okay, I hate spam. Okay, I hate spam. So that's why I don't send it. But I always send notification alerts so you can know when new stuff is dropping. Okay, and whenever I do live launches like this, I always give something away for free, but it's normally only good during the hour I'm on, or only good for the day. So those links I posted are good until midnight. So go on over there and download your free ebook. Don't delay. And please, please, please write me a review. Don't just take the book And don't leave nothing. Write me a review. That helps me with Amazon. That helps me get my book boosted in the rankings. Everything about that is better for me. So please write me a review if you get the free ebook or you buy the print book or whatever, because obviously I want you to buy the print book too. And but definitely get your free ebook while they're free, because they're only free till midnight. Okay? All right. Okay, any more questions? We're down to our last 10 minutes. Any more questions? Any more links you need me to post? Hey, Tim. How you doing? Good to see you. Any more links you need me to post? You need me to repost the free links anymore? You need the links to my author page? Oh, let me show you where to follow me on Twitter. If you want to follow my author Twitter, I'm going to post that link. This is my author Twitter. That's my author Twitter to follow me. Hey, Grace. Good to see you. That's my author Twitter, but I also have a Comics Chat Twitter, and that's the one I'm on the most. So let me give you that one too. And I'll also give you my Instagram. So here's my comics Twitter. And I will also give you my Instagram. So you can follow me here on Instagram. Okay? So for those of you that came late, this was the book launch for You'll go on my personal page, Daryl. I just put my link up to my author site. Yeah. Oh, also there's one more web address I want to give you. I want to give you my main website, davidtaylor2.net. On davidtaylor2.net, I have absolutely everything I'm doing. So let me give you that. A lot of links, and I'll post a lot of links. So for those of you that are joining late, this was the book launch for my alphabet series. I wrote a series of books on how to learn your ABCs in fun and creative ways. So first book is My Alphabet is Yummy. In the back of this book is a link for a free recipe for some butterscotch fudge. I wrote My Alphabet is Colorful. 26 different color treats to learn your alphabet. I wrote My Alphabet is Musical. Okay, near and dear to my heart. Learning some musical terms, along with your ABCs. I wrote My Alphabet is My Pet. Okay? And also in the back of My Alphabet is Musical, there's a free link for some free music staff paper and some songs, easy to play songs you can learn. Download the sheet music and start playing on the instrument. And then I wrote My Alphabet is Super. Okay? 26 superpowers to help you learn your ABCs. Okay? So thank you so much for everybody that tuned in tonight. I really appreciate your help. I really appreciate your support. Again, I want to stress, if you get the free ebook or you buy a print book or whatever you get, please write me a review. Did I include a recipe? No, Judy. See, what I was going to do was I was going to write a recipe book for every one of my treats, but then I thought that might be a little too much sugar. Might be sugar overload. Maybe, maybe mom didn't want that. I don't know. maybe I should go back and get some recipes going for all the treats in My Alphabet is Yummy. So I'll consider that because I know a lot of people want that X-ray candy. It's really rock candy, but some people call it X-ray candy. So I was able to kind of squeeze that in, but I'm not saying I didn't stretch it. I'm not saying that. So, but anyway, so thank you so much for, again, stopping by. And again, every time I do a launch of a new product, books, games, music, whatever I'm doing, I'm going to do a live launch like this, and I'm going to have a free giveaway, okay? If you want to stay up on what's going on, you join my email list. That's on my author page. And then also, there's also discounts and coupons and free alerts I send to people on my list, but there's no spam. I will never spam you because I hate spam, but I will give you some discounts if I'm having some sales, if my books are in bundles or whatever. The people on my email list get to know that first so you can get your discounts going. Okay? So Zanya, hey, what's up, Zanya? Good to see you. All right, so all the links are in the chat stream on my Watch Party page. So the links for the free ebooks, my Twitter links are there. My main website is there, davidtaylor2.net. And my Instagram is there as well. So all of that is right there in the stream. So is there anything else you're missing, let me know, because I'm about to sign off in a few minutes here. But thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for everybody that came by. Thank you for everybody that's buying a book. I hope you enjoy your free ebooks. I hope you write me a review either way, because that really helps me on my Amazon page. And I will think about putting some of those recipes out for some of that stuff I did. And I just can't thank you enough. I appreciate your support. I want to keep doing this, and you can't do it without support. You can't do it without people helping you, people that are supporting your work. Because I have a lot more stuff that I'm coming out with this year, but I need support. I need help, Thank you. Thank you so much, both my sisters. I love my sisters. They're just great. When we get together, we all still feel like we did when we were kids. It's the most amazing thing. We're all good and grown. We're not just grown, we good and grown, okay? And when we get together, it's just like we're kids again. I just love being with my sisters. Andrea, my cuz, thank you so much. Thank you for supporting, buying the book. Leave a review. Kim, thank you so much. Appreciate your support. And yeah, so it's been a great night. It's been a great time. And you'll be able to watch the replay. But again, the free ebooks are only available until midnight tonight, May 14th. So if you're watching this on the replay, that freebie ended on the night of the launch, which was tonight, May 14th. Yes, I would love to come to your child's school for training for teachers or parents. I'd love to bring my book series. And I've done that for years, both in public and private schools. So I would love to come give a presentation at your school, at your church, and we can talk about literacy. We can talk about, different ways to get the kids excited about reading again. And yeah, and request my books at the local library as well, because then the library will pick them up. Yep. So again, can't thank you enough. Thank you all so much. And again, I can't stress it enough. Leave me a review. If you get the free ebook or the print book, leave me a review. Don't just read a book and say nothing. Leave me a review. That really helps me out. Okay? All right. Well, I'm about to sign off. That's my hour. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you for joining me with this watch party and this live launch. And always watch my space on my Facebook. If we're not Facebook friends, definitely request it. Always watch my space because I make an announcement a week or two out. And then if you get on my mailing list, you can get discounts and coupon codes. And like I just gave away free audiobooks. I just gave away like 25 free audiobooks on my mailing list. So get on my mailing list because there's always free stuff, discounted stuff there. And pay attention to my personal page or my author page. I will announce when I have a new product coming out so you can know ahead of time. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time.